I was browsing either CNN or the internet, or LA Times or New York Times, so one of these papers on the internet, and I saw a brother here called Stephen Rather, and he was talking about we should end corporate taxes. And as far as he's concerned, he had some glib concepts that were so profound that he really went public with it. He's saying that because the third world and other parts of the world, the cost of living and the tax structure is so different and cheaper that corporations are relocating from America over there, India and then Asia and Indonesia and China and Japan or wherever. Okay, and so if we were to end corporate taxes, then businesses might even leave the rest of the world and come here, and then it's going to save the day. Now, I'm not sure if that's the only problem why many businesses are relocating low taxes. Perhaps the work ethics, maybe work cheaper and so on and so forth. Now, here, I don't have a problem with lower wages anywhere, because all these things add up to a comparative advantage, and if your production cost is going to be cheaper, you're going to have the day. Of course, the world is not no free trade, nothing, and all that economic stuff. They throw barriers straight up to do things, and this is what he don't understand here, Stephen Rather, that America could throw up some barriers to even these guys that gone overseas trying to get that savings in the tax structure and so forth. I mean, it's unfortunate that long ago in the 60s, things were cheap and you had good quality and so forth, and people were buying American products. But somehow, women went out to work, and households having bigger income, and they could buy up more things, and then you have the problem of demand and supply. So people decided to raise the price. They just have a limited supply, and people were willing to buy it out real quick, so they raise the price, and people going to get more wages, but they still could raise the price further, and so they're maximizing their profits and so on. But let me come back and look at what he's saying here about this tax thing. Now, in Florida, Jeb Bush, he was the governor of Florida, and they don't have no income tax over there. They do the sales tax thing, and their salaries, they pay less salaries than other states that have taxes, because when you're taxing, you're sure you're going to get certain monies in. When you're doing sales tax, you're not sure, because people could get, and then of course they pay less in Florida. Teaching in Florida is cheaper than in California or in Georgia or other places. So while you might have no income tax, you're getting less income, and you might get some things cheaper, because in Georgia they buy cars out of Florida and take it up to Georgia and the whole 9 yards, and so forth. But and then of course Florida take your kids and put them into foster care so they get federal money. Jeb Bush is doing that, and also they'll lock you up off the street to get more money again and so forth. You're just innocent, they come and get you out your yard, lock you up. Especially over the weekend, they lock you up Friday. They boil somebody for them 3 days. They take you to court. They give you a probation, pay a fine or whatever. They got ways of getting money. So I'm not sure if America decide to don't do the income tax and start locking up people and start doing stuff to take your money. Maybe take your kids and put them in federal foster care, whatever. You know what I mean? Okay. But so I mean, although they're going over there to do this cheap money over there, guess what? They prefer to live in America, because all this high quality this and all this stuff that they have. I mean, the societies are different. All the people from India would like to come to the States, or from Asia, in spite of them having this low income tax and lowering businesses over there. The quickest thing they come to the States. And so you have people that go to school and so on, get an education, like this guy is Stephen Ratner, and you think they will talk some sense and they look at the thing properly, because if you look at it properly, you realize that that's not the way to go, to abolish the federal taxes, because we can have problems with getting in the revenue that is necessary. And again, in Florida, with you're not having an income tax, especially now with illicit business on underground stuff, drugs and so forth. People taking the money and buying drugs, and the drug dealer has the money in a duffel bag. He can't put it into the stream, into the banks, nothing. So a whole bunch of money is siphoned off from the economy as such, and so it's just strangling it. Okay. Um, Taxes are important, and in Europe, sometimes they charge what, some serious money, 50% and up. In Germany, when they reintegrated East Germany, they raised taxes so as to help in the cost of reunification and so on. So I can't see why he would think that we ought to play around with end corporate tax. Um, if you do that and things get tough, then he's gonna go away. He's gonna say nothing again. That's the funny thing with these fellows. When they come with these earth-shattering, revolutionary talk, I don't work. We ought to bring them out, and I don't think we should go back to cutting off the hand and the mouth and the head and the tongue or whatever. But people need to have some consequences. The people that throw prayer out of schools, people who said don't spank the kids, we should bring them out and show them that they were wrong. But we can just ignore it, and some other ones can come and talking some more crazy stuff. Oh, the environment is falling down. We need to prop it up. We need to cut back our pollution, this and that. And when our production gone down to India or whatever and overseas, and the economy is collapsing, then guess what? You're gonna hear from them again. They can just die or go on a vacation, up so spreading joy and so forth, while people suffering. So Stephen Rattner, I don't know what his education and so on, but I think that was just so trivial because, I mean, you have to have your tax base to get your monies coming in, to pay for your education, to pay for all these things that are taken for granted here. Our children look different from even those from Mexico. You could know a Latino who was born in America. They look healthier. If they come here as a baby, they're gonna get into the various WICS programs and the good nutrition and so forth, and they look healthy. So you got to make a choice. You go overseas, you get more of your money in, but you have poor services. Maybe non-existent. Yeah, well, of course we have big bucks. We could pay and get all kind of this and that. We could get whatever we need and so forth. I think that we need to understand precisely what's happening, and it can't work, Mr. Steve Rattner. It don't work like that. And stop fooling yourself that you got it down pat, because we need the income tax revenue that the government gets to take care of things and to protect America.